What is going on, everyone? My name is EX, and welcome back to the channel. Today we have the official Contest of Champions Summoner Choice 2022. Oh my goodness, man. This is insane. I mean, like, just looking at this, like, first off, 12 champions, which is insane. It's a lot bigger than last year. And obviously, we have Kushala in Moonstar, which is awesome because obviously, Exon and I interviewed him earlier this year, and he said, I want to see Kushala in it, and I want to see Native American character in it. So, obviously, we have Moonstar and Kushala, my two favorite from, like, my list that I made, my Summoner Choice J-Ax edition to see who would join. And I'm excited because those are my two favorite. And obviously, we have some of the biggest Contest of Champions wanted characters of all time. You're talking about Quicksilver, Spider-Woman, Simo, Beta Ray Bill, Bullseye, and even Agatha with her newest WandaVision trend. Like, it's insane. Like, this is absolutely insane. It's going to be one hell of a fight to see who joins the game. And, yeah, let's break it all down. So, obviously, this is how the bracket works. A little bit like the same as last year. The only thing different is, obviously, a Twitter wildcard winner, which is going to be pretty cool. I'm actually really excited about this because it's kind of, like, works a little bit similar to what we've had at the Futurism Society with all the tournaments and fan voting on who actually gets to the MCOC wish list, which, obviously, you know, that's fans voting for champs they want in game. So I can obviously look at that and look at this, and it's like, it's pretty cool to see Kabam or looking at the unofficial thing, which obviously they are tiebreakers on, which is pretty cool too. But yeah, I'm really excited. So obviously this is gonna work not the same as last year. Just so you guys know, like I said, obviously the difference is the Twitter wildcard round, and obviously no arena. Yes, they're not going to be doing the arena like they did last year. A lot of people were annoyed about the arena last year. So yeah, no arena. I think it's a lot less easier this year around. So that's awesome to hear. And yeah, that'll be really awesome to see. Honestly, early predictions, I'm gonna say, so you got Armor, Danny, Moonstar, Agatha, and Kushala. I generally think not Kushala. I feel like Kushala's not gonna win, even though I want her to. I think Agatha will win that one. I'm not sure how the wild card will work, but I feel like Agatha might, be that. I feel like Beta Ray Bill versus Baron or Bullseye is gonna be interesting, but honestly, I think like Quicksilver is gonna win. Honestly, like, I really think it'll be Quicksilver versus Beta Ray Bill for round 3. I generally feel like that's the way they're going to go. Beta Ray Bill has had thousands upon thousands of people tweeting these past couple of years about him joining the game. Obviously, he's been teased multiple times, but Kabam were like, they don't really see why people like this horse-faced, amazing Asgardian hero right now. Yeah, man, he's just a cool-ass android alien who Odin gave Odin gave powers to. It was insane. I love him. So I'm really excited. And obviously, Quicksilver, now we know he can finally be made in the contest. I mean, everyone was so disappointed when we kind of like heard the news that it probably couldn't work. And obviously, when Kabam Gabe confirmed that he can work in the game, dude, people were so excited because, man, you're talking about such a fan favorite. Like I said, thousands of people have been voting on the unofficial ranker site. So it's pretty insane to see. But yeah, man, this is the official list. I'm so happy because, like, dude, this is insane. Obviously, let's start off from the video. The first character they talk about is Armor, which is pretty cool. She's obviously a newer character made in the past 20 years, and honestly, she's actually been teased in the game before. She was actually teased during the Bishop event with the Days of Future Past loading screen, along with Legion, my favorite Marvel character. But it was actually said on Twitter that it was actually just an homage to someone who works in the Kabam offices who really liked her character. So not her joining the game, sadly, but she's in this list, so that's pretty happy to see. And obviously, she is a pretty interesting mutant to add to the game. I think she would help out a lot. Obviously, she's going to be a tank. Like, there's no sense in doubting that she'd probably be the next Colossus, which is pretty cool to think about. All right, next off is, Danny Moonstar. I mean, if you watch the New Mutants movie, you know exactly how her powers work. Fear powers, mind powers, like psionic energy, which is right here, and obviously a little bit into the Valkyrie, but she's a Valkyrie right now in the comics, but because they're showing this specific artwork, in which they kind of did last year, is that it seemed like Hercules had that specific outfit from that comic from the Civil War II era. So I think this is just going to be classic Danny Moonstar. So I'm not going to say current day or whatnot. I feel like it's just going to be the adaptation that we see, even though it says not official concept art. But then again, they specifically say the MCU Agatha. So I generally think that these are going to be the adaptations we see if they win. So yeah, Agatha, MCU Agatha. Honestly, I actually thought she was joining the game next year just without even being on this list, because I feel like with Sigil Witch, she has like a mystery connection for next year. So with that not being Agatha and not being Quicksilver, I generally think that that leads to the next Sigil character. I don't know what that means, but it seems like it's probably Sigil Witch isn't going to be connected to anyone, because we know there's not going to be a White Vision joining the game. There's not going to be there's not, like, if Quicksilver and Agatha are on this list, it's interesting because, like, what does that mean for that Sigil character? But yeah, Agatha here, obviously, I mean, a great Mystic character. I generally am pretty happy to if she would come to the game, because it leads the way for insane Mystic abilities, because I really want to see how flushed out she would be, because I feel like you could do some really cool stuff with such a witch. Kushala, dude, Spirits of Vengeance, man. Oh man, she's so cool. Rides a flaming horse. Mystic Supreme. I mean, she's insane. Like I said, I told you guys I would love to see her in the game. I'm really happy that she's on this list, but I feel sad that she might not be winning. All right, moving on. Peter Ray Bill. This guy has been teased almost the most amount, but yeah, his hammer, Stormbreaker, is actually in the collector's vault. So, you know, obviously pretty cool. But yeah, man, he's been teased a couple times. I really think he's gonna win. Like, he's got an insane good chance of winning. Like I said, he's probably the most talked about character for contest. It's pretty, like, clear. I mean, Quicksilver's really close, but I'm pretty sure Beta Ray Bill specifically has had the most. All right, moving on, we have Crystal. I love Crystal. She's a really cool character with obviously crystal powers, fire powers. I mean, like, she's got obviously elemental powers, and she's obviously the sister of Medusa. But what happens is she's part of the Inhumans. Like, the Inhumans is like everyone's least favorite team in the comics. And Kabam and Marvel know this. Like, that's why they never pushed Inhumans after their failed TV show and comics. Like, it's generally how it is. So I'm sad to say that I generally think that she's going to have the second to least amount of votes, or if not the least amount of votes. And she's such a cool character. She's in Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 if you want to, like, see how she plays in an actual video game. But she's really cool. But it sucks that Inhumans is such, like, pretty much the worst team in Marvel. It's kind of like the black sheep of Marvel right now in these past couple of years. So, and that's why we haven't seen any Inhuman events since that TV show, since Medusa came to the game. But yeah, I mean, she would be perfect, and she fits the story of the contest. She hasn't been teased in the contest, but besides Lockjaw, I guess, because that's obviously her best friend. All right, Bullseye. Interesting Bullseye. Now, we know there's going to be a new event coming out, I think in February next year, with the obviously Hell's Kitchen being destroyed, and a lot of people thought, hey, it could be Bullseye joining the game, and I said I don't think so, because it had to specifically connect to Luke Cage. So for this to be Bullseye in this list is pretty cool, because obviously I was right. But he's also a most wanted character. I mean, you're talking about probably the most wanted skill character. I think actually maybe Baron Zemo obviously will be just a little bit closer just because of the MCU. But yeah, Bullseye is insane. Obviously going to have the most pinpoint accuracy I could see. Probably Hawkeye's new ability too. Perfect release. So I mean, it would be really cool. Yeah, and obviously we had an Elektra Bullseye in the MCOC comics, which is the 616 version of our game. So, you know, that's still pretty cool. Obviously, Baron Zemo himself, man, I love it, dude. I love this outfit too. It's so cool. I really wish I'm glad we got a little bit closer to the MCU. We need the crown though, and the sword. So yeah, I mean, I want him, dude. I do want him. And obviously this was another one that most people thought was coming next year with the Falcon synergy, also with the Captain America's Captain America spot next to Winter Soldier on the map. So it's not him on the map either, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, it is interesting. I would love to see Zemo, man. I wonder if he'd get the wins. All right, next is Spider-Woman. Another fan favorite, I would say, definitely for sure. The only difference I really feel like she has compared to every other Spider is just her pheromones. So I generally am curious on how different she's gonna be versus like a regular Spider-Man that we have in game. Even though our regular Spider-Mans like Classic and Symbiote are pretty basic because they haven't been buffed yet, which hopefully get buffed next year, man. But I would love to see how her actual powers work, because there's a lot you could do. I mean, Spider-Mans are so versatile, and I would love to see her. I would love to see her join the game, and I definitely think she'll be a finalist. But I mean, I don't know, man. Quicksilver and Beta Bill are going to be the top dogs to go against. Obviously, Quicksilver, and obviously we know he could finally be made into the game. He obviously is in, I think, Scarlet Witch's bio too. So I don't think he's actually been mentioned in game. I know Magneto's talked about it. Talked about just his family, so obviously we do have that, so it's pretty cool. And obviously the family with Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver and Magneto has been a little bit weird in the comics right now because they keep retconning it. They're like, oh, it's canon now, it's retconned. It's pretty weird, but yeah, I mean, Quicksilver's a fan favorite. Like I've generally in the past year since I've started playing contests, it's literally been Beta Ray Bill or Quicksilver. I see it in every single video, every single tweet, every single Instagram post, everything. It's always one of them mentioned, and I would love to see it. And obviously, Kabam Gabe said he'd kind of work like Flash in the Injustice series. So obviously, you have base combos, just regular speed, and then sometimes like a heavy, probably be a fast animation or a special attack fast animation. But the base attacks just regular, which is how everyone assumed it would be. So it's pretty awesome. We know it would work like that. All right, next is Hobgoblin. Yeah, a little interesting Hobgoblin. And it's funny to say is like I've been know that Hobgoblin actually is coming to the game. He was actually, if you go to Kabam HQ, if you ever have already been, you'll know there's a mural on in their HQ, and it has a ton of Transformers and Marvel characters. And Kabam, I think it was Kabam Mike who said everyone on this mural is joining the game. And guess who's on the mural? Hobgoblin and Sandman. So I generally think that like that kind of confirmed Hobgoblin, even though I thought it was Green Goblin, but I think they specifically said it was Hobgoblin, so that was pretty cool. And so I'm pretty excited. And obviously Hobgoblin is actually really cool. I mean, obviously my favorite thing about Hobgoblin is that he was voiced by Mark Hamill in the 90s animated series. That's my favorite thing about him. But in the comics, he's actually pretty cool. He's got some mystic powers with a sword. He's got some demon-esque things with like Demon Hobgoblin. And he's just pretty cool. I mean, it is pretty cool. I would love to see how different he'd be to Green Goblin, because most people hate Green Goblin in the game. So I'd love to see him really kick some ass. And yeah, next one is Prowler. Generally did not expect Prowler to show up, I'll be honest. So yeah, Prowler is very, very interesting. He can definitely work like a tech character, a skill character. I mean, he's extremely versatile. I love Miles Morales, so to have his uncle in the game, it would be really awesome. And I would love to see it, man. Like, it generally would love to see it. I wonder how curious, because we kind of have Night Thrasher. Like, I feel like Night Thrasher is very similar to him in the tech aspect. So I'm curious on how different he would play, because I feel like he's going to be another skill tech character. So this would be a really cool thing to see, because Night Thrasher's a very underrated champion. So to have like this character who could be basically a modern day Night Thrasher and then just basically be so different than Night Thrasher but very similar would be really cool, because I would love to see it. All right, and the last image is just all of them. So yeah, a little bit longer video than I meant it to be, but this is just so cool, man. Like, it generally is so cool to see all those characters. But yeah, my guess is definitely gonna be Beta Ray Bill or Quicksilver. I mean, I feel like it's just a no-brainer, which sucks because I feel like it leaves out the competition. I feel like it just is gonna be one of them too. But Zemo and Spider-Woman are very close in polls. I mean, Spider-Woman's got like thousands of people voting for her. Same with Zemo. Like, I think those are just like it's gonna be close. But yeah, anyways, thanks so much for watching my video. I appreciate you guys so much, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace out, everybody.